What rules, you sons of bitches?
So, Jordan Peterson is banned from Twitter. As he says, of course, he is technically suspended. The suspension, however, is supposed to last unless he deletes a certain tweet. A tweet of which he is so proud. A tweet which I no longer can find on his page. Welcome back to Cognitive Clog. Like and subscribe if you want to support the channel. For those of you who don't know him that well, he has always been somewhat of a bummer. But I guess Jordy is now competing for the title of the biggest douche of the century. Lately, and I don't know why, maybe delayed retirement, he has been on a weird cruise to fuck with marginalized groups. Within the past month alone, he has been going out of his way to call fat people ugly, trans people mutilated, and is literally taking any single chance to hop on a trend and bash someone in his delusional crusade against the postmodern new Marxism.
Here's the tweet in question. Remember when pride was a sin? And Ellen Page just had her breasts removed by a criminal physician. And then a link to a story that detailed out the happenings. The response from Twitter, quote, violating our rules against hateful conduct. You may not promote violence against, threaten, or harass other people on the basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual orientation, gender, gender identity, religious affiliation, age, disability, or serious disease. By clicking delete, you acknowledge that your tweet violated the Twitter rules. Delete. If you think we've made a mistake, submit an appeal to us. Please note that should you do so, your account will remain locked while we review your appeal.
Now, am I happy that his account got banned? Of course not. I'd rather have these people vocal on surface level rather than sweeping them under a rug. It sure turns the agora of social media into a gutter, but it is in fact like the lesser evil when you get to debunk their bullshit and everyone gets to see them for what they are. Anyway, let's see what he has to say on this.
Let's take this apart. First, it is clearly the case that I did not promote violence against or threaten anyone with my missive. So that leaves the arguably lesser sin of harass. Let's assume, since I wasn't informed, that that was the crime. And further, harassment on the basis of so-called gender identity, since Twitter did not do me the favor of actually specifying my crime, and there are many possibilities on that front. We unfortunately have to guess at why this has occurred, and that's actually a big problem in and of itself, and also indicative of the utter carelessness of the Twitter organization with regard to the propriety of its own censorial actions. I should at least know exactly what I did wrong if I am required to acknowledge that my tweet violated the Twitter rules. What rules, you sons of bitches? Exactly. Precisely. Because such things matter when the accusations start flying.
Okay, let's dissect this. On your first note, whether it was a threat or harassment, you said...
Remember when pride was a sin?
Now, you either are illiterate enough to be unaware of the connotations that are tied to what you said, or you meant each and every one of them, which I really can't see how you didn't know that. What you just said was not just a mere matter of harassment. I would argue, in fact, it was a threat. If you think it wasn't, then allow me to translate it into something that probably you'd understand better. And I'm sorry for making this example, but it is for educational purposes. What you said was something in the lines of, remember when, and of slow. You see how fucked up that sounds? So don't try to shrug off the gravity of what you conveyed. I hope now you know what rules you broke.
Next phrase to interrogate. And Ellen Page, including the name of a well-known actress, there I'm in trouble again, that likely resulted in my ban. I committed the fatal crime of what has come to be known in the appalling sensorial terminology of the insane activists as dead naming. I employed the forbidden pronoun her, is now to be regarded as. So I should have either called him, her, they, Elliot instead of Ellen, when Elliot, Ellen, or else. Was Elliot/Ellen a she, he, or Ellen or Elliot, when she or he or they, that's Elliot or Elian, by the way, had his or her or their breasts removed? Or a he?
Jordan, Jordy, Jordboy, Jordak, dear Jord, in less than 100 years, you, me, Elliot Page, we'll all be dead. Now you want to spend the last few years of your life tossing around he, she, and they in the air to prove a point. You're not the cool, rational guy. You're just an idiot who's just good at juggling. Not really good at juggling either. If it's such a burden on you to refer to someone as a he, then settle for they and call it a day. I doubt anyone would have had any problem with you if you said they removed their breast and it burns my anus for no apparent reason. I mean, sure, you'd be still an asshole, but no one would have cared. And on the name. Even that clown on Fast Forward thinks that you can change your name, so why are you being stupid?
Bruce Caitlyn Jenner, I'll call him Caitlyn Jenner.
No,
because
it's
that's
her. You're not being polite to the pronoun.
With regard to the final phrase, criminal physician, I must say that I've had some post-coital, so to speak, regrets about that phrase. It is clearly the case that the surgical operation performed by the butchers who butchered Elliot/Ellen was legal. So, was it criminal or not? Were the operations undertaken by the fascist physicians who carried out the Nazi medical experiments legal? Yes, under the laws of the time. But were they criminal? I'll leave that question up to you to answer. I might also point out that the trans surgery enterprise is now a $300 million per annum growth industry. Rate of projected expansion, 15% per year. Projected increase by 2027 to $750 million per year. And I'm not taking down that tweet or acknowledging that my tweet violated the Twitter rules. Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who. Twitter's a rat hole in the final analysis, and I have probably contributed to that while trying to use, understand, and master that horrible, toxic platform. No doubt I owe some apologies for that, and I'm trying to learn, but it's a relief in some real sense to be banned, and I regard it under the present conditions as a badge of honor.
Good for you for insisting on being an impeccable, heinous. You're really winning here. And I'm not being sarcastic. I know that because I see the parade of imbeciles commenting, praising you for your bravery. I see progress rolling back. And honestly, it makes me sad. Thank you for watching.